Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. We're going over season 10, episode 15, Till Death Do Us Part.
I really enjoyed the recap of Ashley being like, there was a rainbow, there was a double rainbow. We were just thriving in this energy. And I was like, are you down or not?
I know that it's the nature of this show, but it just blows my mind how all of the relationships are so like, well, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? Hey, you agreed to marry someone. You're getting married. Unless you're J-Lo.
I realized that this season seems particularly intense with like the circular, like, will they, won't they, like, fight and then resolution, fight and then resolution. It feels like it's
Okay.
like every episode, doesn't it? Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something like I feel like there used to be a little bit more of an arc, but like especially with like Nikki and Igor, it's like they have these knockdown, drag out, like diametrically
Rough.
opposed values. They're like rough. You're like, well, how do you recover from this? It sounds like you cannot make this work. And then the next day it's just like fine.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of insecurity
I
on,
guess.
Nikki and just, like, Igor. I don't even know what his deal is. But, yeah, it's like it's Nikki and Igor, it's Rob and Sophie, it's Ashley and Manuel, and even to a extent, at least the last couple weeks with, well, Clayton and Anali
Yeah.
and Sam and Citra. And then obviously Gino and Jasmine, but they're on another level, and I miss them profusely this week.
You did? Okay. I would really love to never see Nikki and Justigor again. Like, I'm so sick of them.
Oh.
Why are we still in Moldova? This is 90 Day Fiance. This is not before the 90 days. This is not the other way. Why are we still in Moldova?
Okay. I've asked that same exact question, and you and I were both stumped, and I think that the answer is because she has applied for the visa. It's not like they're figuring out if they apply for the visa. I don't agree that they should be on this show, but that's what I think the producers would say is the distinction.
So it's like a technicality, basically.
100%. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Let's dive into them though, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, I am embarrassed that I laughed at that first joke.
Wait, which one? The okay, fine,
Wait.
I sound like an American or something?
No, like the first thing that he said, he was like, "Wait, now I see it. How your mother born you." And the curling iron in her leg.
Oh, so weird. I think I was so confused and bewildered by that. I didn't interpret it as a joke. I was just literally like dumbfounded at what was going on in that conversation.
I went back because I was like, "Wait a second, this is some dry humor." She laughed, and it took her a second to understand.
Okay. I rewound a couple parts with like Sam and Citra and Clayton and Anali this week, but like Nikki and Justy, like I like don't even want to
Yeah.
be taking notes. I hate them so much. But okay, great. He opens with a bang. He opens with a joke. Good for him.
Wait, I'm not sure if you understood the joke.
I don't. No, I don't.
Oh. She was sitting in front of a mirror doing her hair, but while she was, like, in between she had her curling iron just, like, in between her legs.
Oh, like she had a dick.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. That's really weird.
Yeah. I mean, it took Nikki a second and less time than it took you.
I guess.
And she laughed, and I was also like, "Is this inappropriate? Should I not be laughing at this?"
That shit, like, we've seen her laugh at some pretty, like, blue humor from him. I have a hard time believing that she doesn't find some of his, like, lamer jokes a little bit silly. Like, if she's laughing at a lot of this stuff and then she just, like, spins out of control when he makes, like, certain other jokes, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get how you find him funny in, like, this very dark, weird way, but not in,
Yeah.
like, sillier ways. That makes no sense to me.
That's a really good point. I don't have much to say about them this week except for just to give a rundown. She's getting ready for the engagement celebration, and that is totally a her thing. He says engagement party. In her ITM, she says they don't make a lot of love, but they're true loves. Then he had said that he's not ready to end his relationship with Nikki, and I said, "That's not a way to start a marriage."
Yeah. He says because their 2 souls understand each other, their hearts burn for each other, and I just imagine, like, Nikki with, like, cue cards behind the cameraman, and then he says, "I'm a lucky man," clicks his heels, and runs out the door, and she calls him a Russian leprechaun.
Yes. Which was that insensitive?
I don't I don't.
His untucked shirt, what did you think of that?
It's a very well-fitted shirt. It had, like, darts in the front. That shirt was tailored to his body. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, don't think about them, basically, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
So
Although
then go
her
ahead.
hair looked very mid for everything that she was doing to it.
How long do you think it actually took her to get dressed?
I don't know, it was like
Maybe 14 hours?
yeah, probably. This reminds me of, like, I have a cousin who she for some reason, she did all the rollers and everything, but then her hair would just end up straight.
Love that for her. Okay.
Yeah, it just reminds me of this. It was just like, there's so much production.
It's like a ritual, like, she has to, like, go through the process to, like, feel a certain way.
Maybe it's more that, yeah.
Not to
Um,
be her psychiatrist or anything. Like, I
maybe.
feel that way about, like, showers. Like, sometimes I just need to, like, wash the day off of me.
That's real. Yeah,
Okay, so she's getting ready for about 14 hours. Her
yes.
friend Chanel calls. She's like, wants to settle it down and buy her house. And she's somehow surprised that her mom gossiped with her, with the friend, like
Why is her mom talking to this woman?
producers.
I know, this is so obviously a producer plant, like, Chanel can barely, like, keep from laughing when she's asking the question.
Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing really to say about that
Yeah.
conversation.
Oh.
Just it was like mid her getting ready, and at least in the edits, Igor was already at the party. And she was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, girlfriend?"
I'm just so curious how long they were waiting for her to make her little
Her
entrance.
surprise you with when she shows up.
All of her shinies and crystals make
Yeah.
special vibes in my heart.
I like it better when you say it.
When I arrived, I lock eyes with Justin, and that's when I knew that's my soulmate. That's the man I wanna be with for the rest of my life. Like, how many times has she said that in this season? This is like
Just
Gino and
one.
Jasmine's freaking freaking proposals. Like, this,
Yeah.
like, stuff just keeps happening. It's so exhausting.
There's so much, I mean, kinda similar to, oh my gosh, who were we talking about? Where it's like a Disney princess. Tyray, where it's
Oh, yeah.
like just over romanticize the
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, boy, totally.
So right before she gets to the celebration, they're asking just Igor if he's told her about all of the Moldovan traditions, like stealing the bride and like, or no, yeah, kidnapping the bride and like stealing the shoe, which sounds great. And I'm gonna have to look that up later.
Yeah.
So she walks in. First thing that you thought,
Shinies and crystals.
overdressed.
Yes, I know. She just, she has, like, she's the definition of main character syndrome.
So true. So true. Also, in the, like, previews and next time ons, you kept seeing this beige thing on her boob, and I thought it was just one time, but no, that was prominent the entire time, and shame on you, cameraman, for not telling her that her undergarments were showing.
Oh, I mean, they zoomed in on her, like, whatever panties when she was on that swan boat.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, but it was just like the one it was on her right boob, and then, like, her dress was askew during her performance, and come on, someone
You call it a performance?
a thirst trap? Is that a better term?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so great segue. Were they begging her to perform?
I know, right? She's like, "No, don't." It was like that Kristen Wiig sketch from SNL where she's like, "Don't make me sing. Don't
Don't
make me
no.
sing. Don't make me sing. I gotta sing." She like fucking loves that they keep asking her, and then like,
Twice.
I know. And then she just like has her single queued up, ready to go.
Yeah, but she didn't do a sound check.
I know, but, like, why are there speakers there in the first place? Why are there
Yes.
speakers and a mic in the first place?
Yeah. But she did it, you know? And sorry, I also wanna say that she told a friend, or I forget who she was talking to, that she was leaving Moldova for New York tomorrow because it's summertime and she needs to get back to performing. And then we find out that it's just Igor's first time seeing her perform, and he describes her as shy.
Was she
Was
shy?
she? Was she shy?
No, I mean, they asked her twice and she ran right up there and started singing. They were forcing her to sing though.
Yeah, they just, like, really needed her to.
And then she, like, did crowd work.
I don't exactly know what that means, but was she just, like, I don't know, walking through the crowd and, like, moving her arms and
Yeah.
okay.
Like, getting up in people's business. Nikki is like some stars falling down from the sky in my city.
He's a poet.
He's like a bad AI translator, or like or like he typed some like probably beautiful poetic like Moldovan sayings into Google Translate and they came out wrong. But then he just like recites it word for word.
But then, Roxy, you say them, and it's beautiful. It's just breathtaking. It's crystal shining in the city.
Yeah. Um Justigor calls this engagement party like a step, like it's a step in their relationship, and like everything is like a fucking step for them. Like like going on a swan boat ride is like a step, like not fighting for 2 hours is like a step. Like having an
Yes.
engagement party is a step. You're engaged and you
Yeah.
have a K-1 visa. Like what the actual fuck?
This is the end game.
Yeah. It's so annoying to me that everything is a step and they're on a journey and a step and da da da. Like, shut up.
He seems like he's afraid of commitment.
You think?
He's just in love, you know? Shiny, sparkly diamonds in the city.
You see you see, Diana, it's hard for him to, like, imagine a life with only one woman because in Moldova, they have this very special thing called a fuck buddy, and so, you know, you can have just, like, hundreds of them over the course of, like, 6 months while you're already engaged to someone. You can just, like yeah, just plow through dozens and dozens and dozens of women.
Could you also develop intimacy within your monogamous relationship by bringing in a third?
Absolutely, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very specifically Moldovan thing also as well.
Yes. Thank you for explaining that.
Who do you wanna go to next?
Let's do salmon citra. The Cameron Dragons, I googled that. That is the high school. That is the banner. That is in the shots. Go Dragons. So it starts out with Citra going wedding dress shopping at the Glass Slipper with her sisters,
I didn't
which
notice the name. That's
and
great.
she said that it's weird because in Indonesia, you would typically go wedding dress shopping with the future husband, but she's just there with her sisters. And when asked what kind of dress she wanted, she says, "A white one?"
I feel like in a lot of cultures, you get like a matching set, like kind of made, you know?
Oh,
Like
okay.
I know in a lot of like African weddings, it's like you have like a matching outfit when you go and get
I like
married.
that.
So it's like very clear that you're going together. I wonder if Indonesia is the same. And that's what she means. Like you go shopping with your husband because you're going to pick out the fabric that they're going to make for you.
It's not just the bride dictating, "No, you will compliment my bridesmaids and my accessories,"
Yeah, exactly.
which I think is exactly what actually Manuel will have.
Yes. So, there's gonna be 2 ceremonies, obviously the one in the mosque, and then the American one. She says her dream American wedding is like twilight in the woods and very romantic. And then she says Sam is like a vampire because he never gets old.
That ma that made me so happy. That made me so happy, and then the next clip of Sam, "Yeah, are you 15 or are you 30?"
We'll never know. We will
Never
never
know.
know. In the when she's trying on
The
dresses, the
glass
sisters
slipper.
at the glass slipper, yes. The sisters are kinda whispering to each other, and I had to rewind it a couple times to, like, understand what they were talking about, and they were like, "Did you bring a dress?" "No, I didn't bring a dress."
Like, they didn't think the wedding was gonna happen. Beautiful.
Exactly! That's exactly what I interpreted it, like, they didn't bring anything nice for the wedding because they thought this was a joke.
Later on in their segments, the dad doesn't want her to do it.
No, it's like
I don't disagree with him.
no, absolutely not. I hate Sam. I think this is he's such a creep. I think this is a really bad situation. I think it's such a bad, bad situation.
It is, it is. Okay, so after that wedding dress shopping, then it jumps to Sam with his mom going to a pawn shop looking for a ring, and I guess he originally proposed with a flower. And he says that the mom doesn't have the best taste, but still like wants her opinion or something. Like, okay.
Yeah, I think the mom is actually wearing a really bad wig.
Yeah, so I just wrote wig. I wrote wig dash problem with having of him having to convert. Like, wig. Like, that's all I had to say. She just wants to feel pretty.
This mom said she says she likes Citra, but they don't worship the same religion. Then mom says she's trying not to let Citra's religion affect her, but then she keeps saying that Sam shouldn't convert and that she's not going to his conversion
I
ceremony. So
know.
it is affecting you.
Get over yourself.
It's like bigoted people calling anyone who talks about social justice a snowflake, but, like, they're the ones that are bothered by other people having rights.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care. I don't care, but it's, like, really fucked up that, and, like, maybe they shouldn't but, like, no, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, and
Totally
I
cool.
I I really don't care, but, yeah, you shouldn't do it, and I'm not coming.
I don't have anything else to say about that pawn shop situation. I think you summed it up.
Yeah, she knocked off $20, took it from 298 down to 278. That's a deal.
A bargain.
He also was like, "Oh, yeah, that does make a difference."
Like he just understood math.
I don't know. They rented a nice little farmhouse for Citra's family. There's ponies there, and it seems like Chitra's, dad probably likes that because he wanted to, like, ride a horse on a mountain. That was his one wish for the United States. So, halfway there, halfway there.
Yeah. And then the dad was saying how in Indonesia, very rich people would live in a house like this.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Is this where you guys are gonna live?" And Sam was pretty honest, like maybe. But then
Mhm.
Citra says that she doesn't wanna live in a big house because there could be someone living in the basement and they get murdered.
She's such a creep.
She loves a horror movie. I thought she was gonna say, like, it would be cold or there's so much to clean. There's someone living in the basement.
I love that she's just filtering everything about this American experience so far through creepy movies. Like, I want my wedding to be like Twilight. We can't live in a big house because of serial
Yeah, and then
killer.
when they were driving there from the airport, I think she referenced Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah. So then, like, the next morning, Herman, her dad, is like making coffee and they start talking about basically whether or not he's going to approve of this wedding.
Mhm.
How would he even be remotely okay with her marrying someone who has a drug arrest with his background?
It seems like she didn't tell her dad anything, but at the same time, as a cop, if you're just finding out that your daughter's fiance has this difficult background,
Mhm.
he's acting very calm.
So calm, like, creepily calm.
Yeah. Is that a cop thing?
I don't know. He also asked if Sam does narcotics or just regular drugs. What are regular drugs?
I caught that too, but then when Citra was explaining to him, it was like illegal drugs versus prescription drugs, like cocaine versus Vicodin.
So the cocaine would be the narcotic and then Vicodin would be the regular drug?
I think so. I don't think that that's correct, but that's the only thing I could think of when she started, like, because she mentioned prescription drugs.
She really doesn't explain the situation that well to him. She says that Sam's
No. In junior high, the girlfriend's dad was sick, had pain pills, and Sam tried them. Like, I'm sorry, what? That's like 4 jumps to him
I
trying drugs.
know, right? And then he stopped taking them, quote unquote, "a long time ago." He has told us that he has had some relapses. I don't know if it's that long ago,
Well,
actually.
it's like so in the past, like, sorry to jump to the single life, but so far way in the past, just like Chantel's
Oh,
relation
yeah,
relationship.
6 months ago, yeah.
6 months.
Yeah, it just was all very fragmented, and, I mean, I think his concerns are super valid. Like, he's like, "You're not gonna have a good life, you're gonna have a hard life." He's
Yeah.
telling her, like, "As a parent, I don't feel good about leaving you here with someone who has problems that I just met, and, like, your future might not be good."
Do you think that he's not gonna approve and this isn't gonna happen?
They kind of, like, allude to it at the scene at the mosque. I'm very curious. I'm curious if, like, this was his, like, giving her the opportunity to, like, come quietly, basically.
Mm.
And then maybe he drops the hammer at the mosque, or that's what they're making it out to be.
No, thanks. Not gonna come quietly. I wanted to blow up in their faces as all the producers expect them to. Expect it to happen.
She says that breaking up is not an option because she loves him.
Does she?
I wonder if this is, like, her first time dating.
Talking to a boy? Yeah. Oof. This reminds me of, I guess, the olden days when, like, arranged marriages and, like, if you had a spark with them, then that's all you knew, so that's
Totally, yeah. So dad asks if he tells her, "Don't marry him," would she listen? And she says, "Not at all." That would break my heart. That breaks my heart for Herman. And I just really don't like Sam, so it breaks my heart
I
for
also don't believe her.
because he hasn't said it yet.
I'm imagining that Citra is as scared of Herman as I am of my mom. Maybe more.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's just Herman needs to not say anything, but, like, she knows what he's thinking, and so then she'll just do what he wants.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. You wanted to go to Rob and Sophie?
Ugh, sure. Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
No, there wasn't. They're dress shopping at Loho, which sounds kinda slutty.
Mom's like, "What kind of dress are you gonna have? Is it gonna be sexy?" This mom is a riot.
In one of the dress, she says it's got hooker vibes.
What do you think about the meme that he posted that they were discussing in the car ride to the
Wait, I don't remember that.
Sophie says that Rob posted a meme the night before, like, "How I sleep knowing that she's doing her own thing, abandoned me, blah, 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 blah," like, something very, very passive aggressive, and his caption was like, "This one hit for real," or something.
My reaction is yawn.
And then she's, like, translating all this American internet slang for her mom. I kinda like that.
It's probably why I wasn't paying attention because I was just too confused.
Maybe. You have a middle part, though. You're doing really good. You look so Gen Z right now.
Thanks. Thanks. I just got wide leg pants too.
Oh, what? Yeah, so she tries on a couple dresses. They were all really pretty. The first one, she goes, "Do my boobs look nice?"
I thought she looked nice in all of them. I thought the first one looked the best, and the entire time she was giving me Khaleesi from Game of Thrones.
I know that name, but I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay, just like white hair and
Right.
just like a strong princess of sorts.
Well, she kept saying, "I look like a princess. I feel like a princess." I hope they have a dress in her size because they have, like, what, 3 days to get married?
Is that all?
Something like I don't remember what the countdown
Also,
was,
I
but
couldn't help but look it up, and Soho's price range is or sorry, Loho's price range was between 3 and 15K, with most of them between 5 and 8K.
whoa.
Yeah. I don't know, Rob's like, "I started from the bottom. This is 4 months rent." I don't know.
I'm
That was
sure mom is paying for it.
those are some nice dresses.
Wait, she starts crying when Sophie tries on the 3rd one, and she's like, "Oh, she's going away, she's going away," but I'm like, "She's actually closer to you now in Los Angeles," because remember, mom lives in Mexico,
Mexico.
than she was in London. So, what do you mean she's going away? She's way closer.
He's gonna get metaphorically taken away by Rob the Knob.
I guess so.
She probably wants to like I was gonna say, like, hard and fast disown her because she's gonna be a married woman.
Maybe, who knows?
Did I ever tell you about how my mom was, like, breaking up with me when I got engaged?
No.
The long and the short of it is, like, I have 1 sweatshirt left at her house. I was like, "What if I come over and I'm cold? Can I just leave this here, please?"
No, you're a married woman. I don't own you anymore.
The cell phone, she and I shared a cell phone plan, and it was under my name, and I had to, like, part with she was like, "And now Brody's responsible for you." I was like, "I was responsible for myself, but, like, You don't wanna be part of me at all."
I'm pretty sure my partner was on his family plan when he was married.
Dude, plenty like, I was just talking to a friend who has been married for 2 years, she's about to have a baby, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm on my family plan, I just, like, pay my parents." Like, it's a thing. But
Oh my
but
god.
Claire is going to remove Sophie from her phone plan. That's very symbolic.
Do you think Mom Diana might be a little dramatic?
Oh, no, she's a little dramatics dramatic is a word I reserve for my nephew. My mom is militant,
Okay, there we go.
but, like, so caring. She'd be like a drill sergeant who's like, "I've always believed in you. Do it."
Noted. So they're back at the hotel after shopping, and then Sophie calls Rob to be like, "Hey, come pick me up." And then Rob's like, "Cool, be there." And then they back and forth, they try and derive so much out of like a 20-second phone call.
He's horrible, he's moody, he's low-key depressed.
All he said was like, "Yeah, can you text me the address again? Bye." Like,
Yeah. I wasn't happy with that conversation.
it was super weird. There were no, like, niceties. She was just like, "Hey, come pick me up," after not talking for, like, a full day.
Yeah, but she says it in this cute little British accent. It's like, "Hey, you alright? Like, would you come get me?" Like, and there was no "I love you."
Yeah, that is notable. I was actually kinda waiting for that, and then it didn't.
I was expecting at least, like, an "I love you" between the fiancés, 'cause Claire says, "I love you," and Claire is gonna kiss that daughter goodbye.
It all feels so divorced from the fact that they're getting married in 2 days. Like, it just feels like they're going through the motions of marriage, but nothing feels lovey-dovey
Yeah,
about.
but she felt really good about their relationship. She was so excited after the wedding dress shopping.
Oh, right, because she was gonna look really nice in the pictures. That's a good reason to get married, because 'cause you're gonna look nice in the pictures.
Well, I mean, I think of that every time I walk past the wedding photo. I go, "I look good in those pictures." Yeah, and I think, you know who else looks good in those pictures? My best friend Roxanne.
Aw. It's probably, like, the most glammed up I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, looking good. Okay, so Sophie tells Claire that she's bi after a lot of lead up, and her mom says, "So what?"
And she, like, couches it a as, like, part of why she and Rob are fighting.
9% or 11% of why they're fighting.
I know, but, like, you shouldn't fight over that. She can't change her sexuality, and B, like, Rob was the one that reacted terribly and like a dick. So, that's yet another reason to leave him.
Claire is saying, "Don't get married. Go have a relationship with a girl." It's like,
This is where Sophie kinda lost me. She basically said that she wants, like, a trad wife life when Claire is kinda talking to her about, like, exploring and getting to know what she wants out of life because she's 22 or whatever.
yeah, she's so young.
Sophie says, like, "I know I wanna be married to a man, and I want to be home, like, minding the house and things." Like, she said that.
Yeah,
But again, you are basically an infant, and you
I
don't
know,
really
she's
know
so
what you want
young.
out of life yet.
Dude, she should be walking away. She should be She should be doing all the wild and crazy threesomes, foursomes, whatever sums that Nikki said she was doing in her 20s.
Exactly.
Let's get Sophie and Nikki on the phone.
Right? Mom says that she's clearly confused with life and needs to, like, go figure it out, and then mom's like, "Well, I guess you can just get divorced and that'll be fine."
Claire, oh man, she needs to hydrate, but I
Yes.
like her.
Yeah, she really does need to drink some water. Yeah, they are such a bummer.
Not the biggest bummer that we've seen on this show, but bummer for sure.
Do we just have Ashley and Manuel left? Oh, no, 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 we have Clayton and Anali. Do you wanna do Ashley and Manuel last?
Of course, because she's my Jasmine in Jasmine's
Okay.
absence.
Okay. Wow, wow, wow. No hombres, soy el jefe. Annalie is so scary. She looks at him and she's like, "Who's prohibiting that?"
Her looks and just the way that she presents things is so I've been married for 15 years
I
and
know,
I
right?
run the show.
It's pretty great. They asked Clayton how things are going. He said that the guinea pigs were really stressed out by the drive, especially baby pig, and he stayed up all night, and, baby pig eventually started eating, so he's okay now.
Yeah, and he was making a noise.
It'd be hard not like, if you don't have the ick, there's something wrong with you. So, Annalie's just normal. She's just reacting to a normal stimulus in her environment.
I agree. She's really excited. She's getting ready for a party without Clayton, and that seems to be more exciting to her than going to a party with Clayton.
I know.
So, and just as a reminder, this bachelorette party, she asked of Brandy, Clayton's sister, maybe like a week or so ago, and it's with Brandy's friends. It's not Annalie's friends, it's Brandy's friends. They don't speak the same language. She asked for a stripper, and Clayton will be having a bachelor party with his solamente amigo, Cameron, that he just met because of Annalie.
Clayton says, "If you see me with the flamingo shirt on, you know it's a party."
Yes, you do.
And then Cameron shows up at the door, and Clayton is clearly excited, but he goes, "We're not gonna do the hug this time, just a handshake like a normal one."
Yeah, because they've known each other. They've met each other plenty of times.
I wonder if, like, Annalie saying that he was more excited to see Cameron than her, like, got to him. He was like, "I need to keep it cool. I need to keep it cool when Cameron shows."
Well, I do get more excited to see you than I do Brody sometimes.
Okay.
Am I supposed to keep it under wraps? Because I won't.
Okay, then don't.
Okay, so this is a pool party for 2,
Oh my god, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
some video games. I wanna remind everyone that Clayton doesn't drink.
Yeah, Clayton says some people like to drink, some people like to gamble. I like to swim in the pool with my best friend.
Yeah, best friends go both ways.
And they're playing this like music over it, all of it.
It's great.
And they are just splashing around in there, just
Pool toys, having fun, wearing those robes like it's a spa day, indoor pool.
and then they just like are playing this like soft classical music as they're playing video games. And then Cameron is like, I mean, usually at a bachelor party, you're like drinking, like you might get into some shenanigans, there might be
Multiple
drugs,
people
but
there.
yeah. But this is Clayton, so whatever.
Yeah. God bless Cameron. Shifting over to Annalise, where she walks up She doesn't know anyone. I love how down she is, and there is a sign that says, "Party till you puke."
There are dick streamers. Everybody's wearing matching dick shirts. There's inflatable dicks.
Dicks on dicks on dicks.
And then Brandy makes some kind of move with her forearm. I'm
Yeah.
assuming just meaning there's gonna be a gigantic penis soon.
Fisting. Party till you puke. Well, what comes next is they get on the bus and then immigration shows up.
I thought it was SWAT.
It was SWAT. But she made a joke about, like, "Immigration!"
I missed that. God damn it. Oh my god, that's so good.
Stripper on the bus. You're trapped in a moving vehicle with a stripper, okay? And okay, I wanna get into his moves in a minute, but I wanna call bullshit on Anali saying that when she said that she wanted a stripper, she was joking.
Oh, absolutely not. She was loving it.
She was loving it, and Brandy's saying the only thing she knows how to say in English is "a stripper"
Yeah.
is accurate.
Yes. So did the stripper come with the bus? Was it like a package deal?
I don't know. I hope so. Let's go to Indiana and find out.
I thought they were gonna, like, bar hop because they had a
We're on a
bus,
bus. Yeah.
but then they just, like, went around the block with a stripper grinding his penis in her face.
Yeah, they didn't bar hop, they didn't go to dinner. It was it was a stripper bus, and man, oh man, was his dick flopping around.
Brandy was so pleased with herself. She was like, "I love the flippin' and the flappin'." Brandy said that if somebody asked her to do something, she's going to deliver because her word is her word. And she delivered with this stripper who was flopping his dick around in the most unbothered, mechanical way.
I've never seen a penis like that. It was what? How did that thing stay on it? And the chaps and I I'm so perplexed and curious and excited.
I'm so curious if they tied the handkerchief over his dick for TV, like if he was supposed to just have a bare dick like flopping around in her face.
But they still blurred it out. So I was a bit confused because we know there was no pubic hair.
No. Thank goodness it would have taken away from the moment. Yeah, this stripper was a real champ.
Taking selfies, saying, "Oh, get this angle." Yeah.
He was all over her. I was kinda waiting for him to dance on the other women, but he was just very focused on
No.
Annalie. It was pretty great. Very up to the task, knew what he was there to do, and delivered.
On a side note, Annalise stripper, I know you're listening. Get your moles checked. You had a lot of them. Just
That
concerned for you.
that man looks like he lives in a tanning bed. How old would you guess he is?
42. How old do you think he is?
That's probably about right. That's probably about how old the stripper was at your bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Although I did order a much younger one. That is not the guy that I ordered.
They they assumed because he was gonna dress like Harry Potter, we would not think that he was that old. The medium age, like 17, 18 Harry Potter and a 45-year-old stripper.
So every time I tell people that you requested a Harry Potter stripper at your bachelorette party, they hit me with, "Wait, isn't Harry Potter a child?" And I'm like, "I don't make the rules. I was just done as I was
Harry
told."
Potter was a child when I was a child and grew up just the same way I did. He's an adult man now with a wand, a scar, and some glasses.
Okay, so story time. Now we've digressed. We need to talk about this. I was charged with outfitting this stripper because he refused to get any Harry Potter clothes on his own. So I had to go buy this man like a bunch of Harry Potter themed shit from Target or
I love
whatever.
you so much.
And but he showed up with a black cloak, and I was like, "Oh, you found a cloak?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's my college graduation gown." Believe it or not, I went to college.
Oh, man.
And then he did a little Harry Potter thing, but then he just whipped his cloak off and just did his save a horse, ride a
Yeah,
cowboy,
thought he
and
was Matthew McConaughey.
yeah. He told me he's the number 1 stripper in all of Texas.
I believe it, okay? Rolling up with an amp and an iPod Nano, and then I know the listener wants to hear that he started out by saying, "I've never read these books, but someone told me to say, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good."
He's a real Oscar-winning actor there.
It lasted for like 30 seconds of him as Harry Potter, and then he was just, yeah, save a horse, ride a cowboy. One of my favorite times of my life. Thank you, Roxy.
You're so welcome. Oh my god, and I think this is going to be the highlight of Annalie's life, truly. This is her sexual peak.
Yeah, she's not getting the ick from the stripper.
Could you imagine being like, I flew all the way to the US and then I have to deal with Cameron and then being like, oh my God, there's like huge honking dicks that people will wag in my face that aren't attached to Clayton? This is a scam.
Oh, man. So fun. So they get back to the house, and
It's dark. Shit
what?
gets dark. Shit gets
Oh,
dark.
yeah, but just after she learns how to shotgun a beer and they have beer all over
Yeah.
them, that was
Oh,
oh
right.
my god. I haven't shotgunned a beer since my bachelorette party.
No way. We gotta change that.
Yeah. When's the last time you shotgunned a beer?
I don't drink beer, but I'll
Okay.
shotgun like a White Claw or
Yeah.
something.
You love a White Claw. When's the last time you shotgunned a beverage?
I really can't tell you.
I'm
Probably
gonna
a
say my
bachelorette party.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ew, I was like, "Shit. I thought it was fun." I mean, I know I was pregnant for a bit, but okay, anyway, so she shotguns a beer. I'm so g that seems like that's a regular thing that Brandy and her friends do.
For sure. Like,
Oh,
this stripper doing shots, whatever situation, is like every other Wednesday for Brandy.
yeah, perfect, you know? So, yeah, then shit gets dark, and Brandy says that drunk words are sober thoughts.
Mhm. She's
Ooh,
trying to get Annalie alone, and she's only interested in getting her drunk and finding out what she really thinks.
yeah, and before we go on, do you agree with that sentiment? Drunk words are sober thoughts.
Yes and no. I think it depends on what kind of drunk you are.
Like, as a person or, like, if you're tequila drunk or wine drunk?
If you're like basically your tolerance.
Okay, so, like, what kind of drunk person you are.
Yeah. So
Okay,
like if just you're better at being drunk, I think you're gonna be able to keep stuff under lock and key.
okay. I think I'm pretty good. I think that when you're shit talking, when you're drunk, it's not necessarily your sober thoughts because it can be really monolithic. Is that the
Mm,
term? Like, it's just you're so hyper focused on one thing and you'll
yeah.
that's not how your mind typically works.
It's
But being drunk,
everything gets
it's
exaggerated.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it was more like Brandy needed to say her sober thoughts with her drunk words.
I do appreciate Brandy giving her the heads up because Clayton was never gonna tell her this,
Okay, but do you think it's real?
that they've always lived together?
Okay, not that they've always lived together, but okay, I don't think that I don't remember Brandy telling Annalie, like, face to face that Clayton and the mom have always lived together. I thought she said it only in the ITM. Um, but she was telling Brandy was telling Annalie that Clayton will never move out or never, like, not live with the mom, like, in the future.
That's true. She said in the ITM they've always lived together, and it's disturbing. Like Colt and Debbie.
Colty.
Yeah, we have a new Colty on our hands. Yeah, but then Brandy says together forever, and they're not gonna part ways.
I typically would think like, "Oh, man, no way." But we have to remember that Brandy and the mom, I don't think get along. I don't think Brandy likes the mom. Didn't the mom have issues and Brandy was kind of raising Clayton at one point?
Yeah.
I was kind of taking what she was saying with a grain of salt, but I loved every minute of it.
Annalie says Clayton needs to reassure her that the relationship will be just the two of them. Dun, dun,
No third
dun.
wheel of closet mom.
I guess Annalie said at some point, or maybe Brandy said at some point, that he wanted to move out on his own. But I mean, Clayton isn't a good planner, as we've seen. So what's the plan?
We don't know. Also, okay, do you think that when he was getting the apartment that he's currently in, he was like, "I'm getting this new apartment for myself," and then the mom was like, "But I could live in the closet."
I think that's exactly what happened. I
And he was like, "Okay."
Right, he's a pushover.
Let's jump to Ashley and Manuel.
This was a great episode for Ashley and Manuel. I had a lot of fun watching them.
Good. Mainly because I liked her friends.
Yes. They were all she has cool fucking friends. This was all so awesome, and they don't even like Manuel.
Right? It was a surprise bachelorette party. Bachelorette party. They're in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And Manuel says, "If you think my wife is crazy, imagine the friends." They land and they, like, go to Publix to check on the wedding cake, and she's just covered in glitter. She's, like, self-filming herself, and she's just walking around this Publix covered in glitter. I just thought it was just very Ashley on vacation.
Which is slightly elevated from Ashley at a wellness retreat.
Yes, because there's glitter. There's more glitter.
And so at the Airbnb, her friend Alicia and her sister Sienna, right? I get this
Mhm.
name right?
Cece.
Cece, they were getting ready and decorating for her surprise bachelorette party. And I forget which one asked, but they asked, "Do you think she'll get married?"
I know.
Now, I know we just reminisced about my awesome stripper that you coordinated. Was that a conversation that you had with my friends, with my other friends?
Oh my god, no.
Could you imagine?
Right, like, setting up the bachelorette house, just casually being like, "You think they'll be okay? I don't know."
Over under 5 years.
I know, right?
But anyway, it looks super fun, and Ashley describes them as ride or die because, yeah, she knows they don't like Manuel, and she knows all about that they know all about their problems, but they're still willing to support her because she's made up her mind.
Exactly, and Jonathan came for Manuel. I was kinda
Yeah.
like, what about the rest of Manuel's family? But, like, Ashley's mom isn't there. This is more of, like, a young people getting schwasty type of
You might
situation.
think that until Manuel starts crying on the boat because he wants his sons there. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I understand that he wants his sons at the wedding, but great drunk cry, Manuel.
I know. They rented, this catamaran boat for the joint bachelorette party. It looks awesome.
They did it right.
I know, it looks so dope. The sun is shining, frickin' awesome, and then Manuel has a drunk cry.
Moving your butt all over the place, and then, yeah, Manuel has a drunk cry.
He's sad his family isn't there.
He misses his mommy. He miss me mommy. Not something I said at my bachelorette party.
No. You also hadn't been living in another country for 3 months at that point.
Okay.
You were in a different state, maybe you coulda gotten uncomfortable there, who
Yeah.
knows?
He miss me mom. There are penises everywhere. No, I've got a Gina voice, sorry. I'm done. I'm done. Okay.
Yeah, so he says he wants to bring his kids here. I can't remember if that was in the ITM or not, and I'm very curious if Ashley knows that. Because if they're fighting about sending a remittance, like a $200 remittance to his family in Ecuador, how is she gonna feel about raising kids that aren't biologically hers in her house?
Okay, but the kids have gotta be, like, 12, 13, right?
Mhm.
Yes, she will be financially responsible for them, and that is a huge life shift. And I would venture to say that, Manuel did not discuss bringing his kids over with Ashley because he had never introduced Ashley to them, even
Oh,
over
right.
the phone until after his drunk cry.
Yeah. Have you seen a teenage boy eat?
Yeah, it's very impressive. It
Yeah.
rivals me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna be in for a rude awakening once they get here.
But it's okay because Manuel's just gonna cook for them. Yeah. And then they're gonna have, like, 1 pair of shoes and whatever, like, other minimalistic thing Manuel will have them live by.
Just watch they end up, like, being TikTok famous, and then he just, like, disowns them. Okay, so cut to later in the evening, they're getting out of a van. Her friends tell them to close their eyes because they have a surprise.
Una sorpresa
Una sorpresa, they are at the Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club.
of West Palm Beach,
Yes.
which we should
Uh,
say, I only know about the Spearmint Rhino because people talk about it from Vegas. It's like the premier strip
oh,
club in
well, those
Vegas.
butts looked premier.
Yes.
Alicia says that Jonathan was supposed to put something together for Manuel, but he passed out. So Manuel is coming to the strip club.
God bless you, Jonathan. What a gem, you know? Do you remember just last episode, Jonathan was outside of a cafe waiting for them to finish banging it out?
He really is a ride or die. So they go into the strip club. I am so curious how they got permission to film in there.
'Cause they blurred out their butts and tattoos and bikini lines.
Yeah, it's so weird. The butts on these white women were crazy.
They were large. Is that what you mean?
These my friend has sent me these really funny montages or compilations on TikTok with this song over it that goes, "These BBLs are killing y'all," and it's just
What does BBL mean?
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh.
But they looked great. These women didn't have crazy BBLs. I think they looked awesome. I'm just a jealous hater. But
Dual lap dance.
I know, right? Manuel needed to remember how fun his future wife is.
I've always known.
Yes.
But also in the ITM, Manuel refers to himself as an angel of God, and he's never done anything wrong.
I wonder if they have strip clubs in Ecuador.
It's the oldest profession. Just men ogling and looking at ladies is the oldest profession in my yeah.
Sure. The oldest hobby, you
Hobby,
might say?
yes. Yes, the oldest hobby.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, he used to go to construction sites for months at a time. I'm sure there were
Yes.
people around. For some reason, Ashley and Alicia need to go talk about the tension between Manuel and Sully, like, right now.
Yeah, before they start the night, after 2 lap dances and God knows however many drinks, before they start the night, she needs to have this
I need to
conversation.
make love in this club, in this club. I need to talk about the tension between Manuel and Sully in this club. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, producers, for that lame pause in the strip club because everyone wants to just go back to the strip club. Take me back to that party bus with that helicopter dick and take me back to the spearmint rhino.
So, they're open, they're amazing, everything's amazing. Alicia doesn't have to worry about anything ever again. They're becoming a real family.
That's amazing.
And then my next note was, "You can slap the butts?" Question mark, question mark.
I guess so. Maybe if you've already signed a disclaimer or contract with the filming, you can slap the butts.
I've only been to strip clubs in California and Oregon, and yeah, I don't think you can touch the dancers.
Not out in the floor. You, like, would pay to go in the back room and you can touch them, but it's not, like, full touching, you know?
Are you some kind of, like, strip club lawyer or
I
something? You
guess
know the
so. No, I'm really deducing based on what I've seen on television, what I've heard.
Oh, okay. So, next time on, Ashley forgot about hurricane season. I'm excited for that. Jasmine wants to elope, but Gino wants his family there, and then they have a dinner where they're talking about the bikini policy.
Ugh, love the bikini policy.
Sam acts like a doofus at the mosque. Rob said he felt left out when Sophie went to hang out with her mom, and Sophie tells him he's stupid. And then Clayton tries to put on his big boy pants about the stripper, and Anali threatens to leave.
Good, good. So, fuck, marry, kill. Annalise stripper, the stripper I'm gonna say all the strippers at the Spearmint Rhino, or Nikki Exotica. Come on, that was giving, like, a little bit of a stripper vibe.
I guess, yeah, because of her crowd work.
Yeah. And she was, like, one, like, string away from that dress being, like, a mini something.
So I think you're saying she was kinda acting like a burlesque performer a
Yes,
little bit.
yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, so killing Nikki Exotica because it was a terrible performance, and I'm not here for burlesque, I wanna see the titties.
True, true.
I'm gonna marry those wonderful angels at
The
the
Spearmint
Spearmint
Rhino.
Rhino because, you know, they looked classy, and I bet you they didn't pay for their own surgeries, so I wanna know their secrets.
How to get someone to pay for your
Yes.
surgeries? Okay. Just take just an ex-boyfriend like Jasmine.
And then I that
You're gonna
dude
fuck that guy?
that was wagging his dick all over, like, he seemed pretty acrobatic and strong. I'm
Okay.
not saying I thought he was attractive. I just wanna do it for the story. And then there's probably, like, I feel like if he blew my back out, I could probably get some massages from my physical therapist, covered by insurance.
You're always thinking 2 steps ahead. It's great.
What would you do?
Okay, I would have to marry the spearmint rhino because they're hard workers, they were
Yeah.
conversationalists, they
Mhm.
just and
That's
you
a good
get
job.
yeah,
Notoriety.
and just I liked the vibe in there, and you get multiple, you know?
Mhm.
Not just to be different than what you said, but I think I'm going to fuck Nikki Exotica because she was wild in her 20s, okay? She could show me a couple things.
You
And,
think?
glitter, starry night in the city, sparkle rhinestone. And yeah, maybe we'd get, like, kinda crazy and, like, she'd do my makeup before and we'd role play, I don't know, we could get a little crazy. And then I'd have to kill the SWAT team stripper, mainly because I I had a kid and I don't think that would fit in.
It was really, really flipping and flapping and flopping.
Flipping and flapping and flopping and wow, can he helicopter dick.
How many Viagra do you think you have to take for it to be like that for that long?
Dude, is that what it is?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know, 2?
It had some rigidity. Oh, you don't know your Viagra dose? Come on now. It's 2024. I'm just kidding. Okay, I have a fuck, marry, kill for you.
Okay.
Anali's bachelorette, Manuel and Ashley's party, or Clayton's party.
Okay, is it the vibe or what happened at the parties?
The vibe.
Marry Ashley Manuel's. Fucking boat. Dicks everywhere. And then a two-part bachelor date of a strip club at night. Great.
Pretty dope, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna now that I have the chance to, I'm gonna fuck that stripper, and I'm gonna kill Clayton's bachelor party. What would you do?
I think about the same, yeah. Yeah, two-parter party, yeah, and then Clayton I just love the, like, classical like, the soft classical music playing over, like, them just side by side playing video games. Cameron was even like, "This is the weirdest bachelor party I've ever been to," and Clayton was immediately like, "Didn't ask."
Yeah, 'cause Clayton, you have one friend and you recently met him.
I know, so bizarre. All right. Well, thanks for taking this journey with us, folks. We
Yeah.
will be back next week with more stupidity.
Yeah, stay
Thanks.
stupid. Thanks for I wanna say thanks, 90 Day Producers, for putting so much bachelorette and bachelor parties into one episode. That was great. That was super stupid.
Yeah. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.